Hey folks, it's Bordersdude here. I'm back with another video. This video is a Q&A video. Now on Sunday the 17th I had asked people in various places just to ask me any questions and I would do my best to answer them. So I'm going to start off with the guys over at the TFYTC. First of all, let's see what they've asked me and I'll answer appropriately. So the very first question is from Bisto Yeti and he asks me, we all know that you have a massive boner for Ultra Magnus, which is true. I do have a massive boner for Ultra Magnus. He is my favourite Transformers character, after all. Who are your second and third favourite Transformers? Well, my second favourite Transformer is Ironhide, because he's Ironhide, of course. And my third would be Decepticon, which is Soundwave. Now, Rudy did attempt to answer this for me on my behalf. His responses were, first of all, this is a massive understatement, Bisto. And secondly, probably RID Ultra Magnus is his second, and Power of the Primes Ultra Magnus is his third. Well, unfortunately there, Rudy, you were wrong. But do check out Rudy's channel, Rudy Suzu's Fantasy Experience. Or is it Science Fantasy Experience? One of those. You'll find him on YouTube. Peter asks me, if you could have any of the G1 Autobots original alt modes as a car, what would you pick? He would pick the black Hilux, pardon my mispronunciation, that is Trailbreaker's alt mode or Hound's Jeep. For me personally, I think I'd love to go with Cliffjumper's alt mode. I love the idea of a Chargy, Chorico, chibi style Porsche. I think that'd be turning a few heads if I was driving down the street in that. Dave Mens asked me, do you let your kiddie play with your Transformers? So the answer is yes, I do. But before I get into that, I do have a 4-year-old son, by the way. But this sort of conversation came up in a slightly different context by John Bailey on the TFYTC, where he was getting a bit upset at his much older son just taking away his third-party Transformers sneakily and ended up damaging them. Now, I did sort of make a comment on that, saying that, regardless of what we see them as, collectors, be the Masterpiece ones there, or even Little Legends as fun toys, whatever we see them as, they are toys to children. Even children that should know better. And we got in he gave me quite a, like a snappy comment back on that, saying that I must have the most perfect 4-year-old in the world that wouldn't, break my Transformers and stuff. But, that's not the case. Any 4-year-old's quite cack-handed and would easily break them. I supervise and I play with my child when he wants to play with the Transformers, or at least keep an eye on him in the same room. But he's only ever interested in the Transformers when they're in alt modes. He's more into like cars and things just now, which is why I'm getting into collecting mask figures, because of that pick up and play value, and they are quite robust toys from the 80s. Knowlesy asks me, what would be your dream Transformer to be made into a Masterpiece figure that hasn't been announced yet? Well, I think for me, and I think for a lot of people, it's Jazz. We've got all these cool third-party Jazz figures that are out, but we've not had that official one from Takara. Equally, Cliffjumper as well. Yeah, I do have the X-Transbots one, which you can see up there, but I'd really love Takara to give it a go, although after seeing their redone version of Masterpiece Bumblebee, while that alt mode does fit the chibi style build, I'm not too sure about the robot mode. On to the Transformers UK, or TFUK, questions that were posted to me. The first one by David Wayne, who asks, if Hasbro asked you to choose the next bot they make, who would you ask for? If I was to ask Hasbro, certainly I would like to see Wheeljack in his arrival from Cybertron, or more than meets the eye alt mode. I don't know how they'd manage that, but I think that would be pretty cool. Paul Graham, aka Retro Prime on YouTube, check him out, asks, describe what you get out of your collecting in 3 words. So for me, it's just joy, just seeing all these wonderful toys on my shelf. Connected, it connects me to people and has connected me to people, made lifelong friends just out of this hobby. And I guess the third one, well, it's along the same lines as it's just pleasure. The fact I can pick up one of those bots off the shelf or an action figure, just sit and muck about with it, helps me relax and take my mind off the stresses of the world. Emily, aka The Forge Circuit, asks, and this is the best question I've been asked, I think it's fantastic: are you liking the weekly videos that I'm bringing to YouTube? Except this week because I'm knackered, in brackets. And what topics should SMS cover, or Dave Mentz? Well, Emily, if there was a prize given for the best questions, or question, that you have provided to me there, you would have won it. However, there is not in this case because I am a tight bastardo. But your weekly video, particularly the one on RC and how she is, you know, playing Springer and Hot Rod off each other, and she is a bit of a slut, was very thought-provoking and interesting, and I can't wait to see the next topic you cover is Elita 1 cheating on Optimus Prime with Alpha Trion. That will be very interesting indeed. And as for topics that SMS, or as he used to be called, SMS number 1 cover, I think you should do an in-depth analysis on the Centurions, each single one, and he must get all the weapon systems and review them individually as well, because I think that would be a tremendous topic that only he could cover in his own particular style. I received one question from the people on Twitter, and it was from James, or Soundwave1980, where he asked me, are you getting Centurion figures? Well, that's something I definitely want to look into, James, is getting some Centurion figures. I'll start with Max Ray because he is my favourite and he looks a bit like Tom Selleck. And the very last question comes from Figure Force's own Rudy Zizou, and he asked me, which Power Ranger are you most looking forward to being revealed from the Lightning collection? Now, the current wave that's coming out, particularly, is the White Ranger and Lord Zed. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they look in the box in hand. But if you know me well enough, you might not. The figure I'm most looking forward to getting revealed would be the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Green Ranger, as he is my favourite Power Ranger out of the lot of them. And this ends the Q&A session. So if you missed out on answering me a question and you'd like some answers to a particular question, just leave a comment in the comment section on this very video and I will answer it. I will do another Q&A session in the future. This was quite fun. And as always, guys, until next time, please do be excellent to each other.